You have to have five
you have to shoot down five planes, five or more planes.
5 or more planes?
Right.
Yeah. Now, Ron, when we met, and this was a couple of times, he expressed a lot of bitterness about the Air Force in general. The story that he told to me, and this is not something that I would make up or even dream of, but he told me that one of his victories, there wasn't proof or something. Either there was no witness or there was no gun camera film, and Colonel Davis said to him, let's make the next one a clean one. And that was the one that he didn't get credit for, and he was bitter about it. This is what he said to me. But you say there's no proof of that ever having happened.
Okay. Again, there's at least two sides to a story. That's what he said. The military said something else. Again, Stanley, you have to understand, during that time frame, there was a thing in this country which still exists called racism and discrimination.
Really?
There are a lot of things that were done. You saw that, I'm sorry? There were a lot of things that were done, some right and some wrong. Everything was done officially. Officially, he only has 4 kills. What went on behind the scenes, what was said behind the scenes, I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know if it happened or not. But all I do know is that officially the United States Air Force says that Lee Archer did not have 5 kills. He only had 4. Yeah. So, again,
there's another thing that
more information comes out. Huh?
There's another thing that he was bitter about.
That was?
When he went back to school after the war under the GI Bill, he was going for a Ph.D., and he wrote a thesis or a paper on blacks or black pilots in the Air Force, what it was like based on his experiences. And he had only 1 copy, and he submitted it to higher up to get their approval before he could submit it or publish it or whatever they did. And he said that copy disappeared, and he never got it back, and he never had a duplicate, and he was really he was pissed.
Okay. What he should have done is always make a copy. I mean, it doesn't take a brainstorm to do that. Make a copy. I'm an academic myself. I tell my students all the time. I realized it was in the 40s and in the 50s we didn't have the technology that we had now. But when you make 1 copy, if you make an original, you can make copies of an original. I call it CYA, W backside. Yeah. Always do that. Always.
No, but I have to tell you, when he conducted a class, sometimes he taught boring stuff like maybe navigation. And sometimes you could fall asleep during a boring class. No one fell asleep during any of his classes.
That's a compliment to him.
He kept them interesting. I see a lot of teachers myself who have the knowledge, but they don't know how to give it out.
I do it all the time.
Yeah, I can see navigation being boring, especially when you're up in a plane with
with the enemy around you.
If it's going to save my life, I want to learn it. To me, that's not boring. I want to save my life. I'm a pilot myself. Navigation is boring, but again, when you get up there in a plane and fly, you have to know navigation.
Right.
It has to be second nature.
Right, second nature. You have to know. I can't see that as a complaint.
I want to navigate in any plane that I travel in.
Well, believe it or not, when he taught the navigation class, I had already taken math classes in theoretical mechanics.
Right.
And a lot of the principles from theoretical mechanics, you can just transpose over and use them in navigation. It's the same physical properties, the same laws of physics. So I found it interesting, but I could see some of the guys in the class starting to doze.
Anyway, a question, Ron, are how many survivors are there from the Tuskegee, the original Tuskegee Airmen?
Good question. No one has any idea how many are survived. I'll tell you why. There was an estimated 16,000 to 19,000 people who are considered Tuskegee Airmen. Mm-hmm. Some of them, not every one of them joined Tuskegee Airmen Incorporated. A lot of them kept it to themselves. They never even talked about it. A lot of families didn't know that their husband was a Tuskegee Airman because some guys didn't even talk about it. It was a part of their life they just wanted to forget about and move on.
But you know,
nobody knows.
So many World War II veterans are exactly the same no matter what color they are. I have 3 uncles that were World War II veterans. They never spoke of it.
Are you trying to contact them or getting some sort of reunion with this group? Or is there any
to the best of our abilities, we try to do that. I try to keep in touch with as many of the old ones that we can. Keeping in touch with them, again, record keeping wasn't as good then as it is now. If you go to the Department of Defense and ask them to tell you, you have records, of course, they had the fire in the 40s, so a lot of information burnt up. It's hard to really find out who is the Tuskegee Airman.
Ron, I have a question for you, which I'm sure you've heard before. There have been 2 movies about the Tuskegee pilots. There was the HBO special about 10 years ago, right, and there was the Red Tail movie of about 2 years ago. What are your? Do you have any opinion about those 2 attempts?
Well, the only thing I can say about both of them is that they brought attention to the public about the Tuskegee Airmen. There were a lot of inaccuracies in it. In both movies, it's all about Hollywoodizing things. But at least it gave the people now know who the Tuskegee Airmen are. They know that these were the first black American military pilots in the United States Armed Forces.
Okay, Ron, sorry to cut you off, but we're coming up to a break. Is there any place that people could reach you if they want to find out more?
Oh, sure. My email is bron215@aol.com.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us.
And Ron, we'll have you back next year for Black History Month again.
Okay.
Or before. Okay. You're listening to The View from Over Here, heard on CRN Digital Talk Radio and carried on the World Wide Web at crntalk.com. Or you can listen to us at www.viewfromoverhere.com. Know the. Be back in a minute or 2.
Someday there'll be a cure. Someday we won't lose the people we love. But when is someday? Someday is today. Thanks to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, hundreds of thousands diagnosed with blood cancer are today living a normal life. We're making cures happen. Join us. Call 888-HELP-LLS. Go to LLS.org. Help us reach today sooner.
Here's a diabetic news alert from the Diabetic Health Agency. Diabetic studies now show that 1 out of 3 people have a chance of becoming diabetic in their lives, and nearly 5,000 people are diagnosed daily. The good news is that if you effectively manage your blood sugars, you will be ahead of the game. The Diabetic Health Agency will help you manage your diabetes with education programs, reliable customer support, and top-notch testing supplies. And if you are covered by Medicare or private insurance, we can help by sending your supplies directly to your door at little or no cost to you. When you join our diabetes education program, direct access to our team of experienced diabetes consultants is just a phone call away. Call now and learn how to get your free diabetes care kit when you join our program. 800-808-5181. 800-808-5181. Again, 800-808-5181.
Safety, safety, safety. I'm saying it 3 times. Studies show you need to hear something 3 times to remember it. So remember, safety, safety, safety is important to me, me, me. That's why I love Grainger. Grainger has the products to help keep our facilities safe and people safer. Say it with me, kid. Safety, safety, safety from Grainger, Grainger, Grainger. When you think safety, think Grainger. Get it? Got it? Good. Call clickgrainger.com/safety or stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Take it away, Stan.
All right, we're back. CRNtalk.com.
And we got Rabbi Jerry Cutler. Are you there?
Jerry, how are you today, Jerry?
Barely.
Okay, forget about you. Is Jeff there?
She's on the other phone.
She's on the other phone?
Mm-hmm.
Women. Anyway, we want to talk a little about the upcoming weekend on the Academy Awards. But actually, I want to speak, are there movies that you thought should have been nominated and weren't? Or actors, or actresses, or directors?
Yes.
Okay.
Between calls and sneezes, can you tell us?
I really liked August Sage County. Sage County. Mm-hmm. I liked it a lot. And the fact that it wasn't at 9 pictures, I think that should have been one of them.
Yeah.
In lieu of Captain Phillips and Her and Wolf of Wall Street, I thought it was a far superior film.
Yeah, we saw the original stage play, and I have to tell you, it was very, very depressing. But I imagine on the screen it would be better because the camera can zero in and focus on a particular person or a word or a scene or something that you don't get when it's on the stage.
Well, on the stage, I thought it was a funny play.
Funny? A funny? You mean it was a comedy?
Look at it. I thought it was wonderful humor. It was a down play for sure, but it was filtered throughout with very funny lines.
You didn't think it was all angry, fighting family? Who wants to watch that?
Well, that's my family. It was like me going, taking my family out.
Okay.
So it brought back memories. Is that what you're saying?
Huh?
It brought back memories.
Well, that's the difference between the stage and film.
Well, not necessarily memories. It's what I'm going through now.
Oh.
With Jeff being on the phone. But as I was saying, it's a difference between stage and film.
Well, obviously film is...
film's a director's media. So he focuses on what he focuses.
Go on,
okay.
You guys.
Okay, he focuses on what he wants to focus. In theater, you're given the ability to focus on what you want to focus on.
Yes, but you hear the lines, and that's great. The acting, I thought superb. Many critics said, "Oh, it's overacting," and no, I don't think so. I think Meryl Streep was her brilliant self, and Julia Roberts was the best I've ever seen her.
Yeah, I think the acting was superb.
So to be overlooked, I think it was a great injustice.
The acting out was superb too.
All right, here's a dumb question: how were the sound effects
of what?
The movie. I said it's a dumb question.
You're right. It's a dumb question.
Okay, so also there's The Book Thief.
Oh, that's Jerry. I'm so glad you. That's the film that I was going to say. It's been overlooked. That was the most gorgeous, sensitive, terrific film. I just loved it. It was such a character study, and it was such an uplifting story.
Bless you, Barbara. Yes, I totally agree.
I love that movie, and it was about a little orphan girl, and she was taken in by a family in Germany during World War II, and as the story unfolds, they harbored a young Jewish man who was certain to be killed, and they harbored him in their basement, and he and the little girl bonded and became... Anyway, this movie, the little girl, Jerry, don't you agree? She was just out of this world.
I loved her. I don't know her name, but I absolutely loved her.
Yeah, Jerry, if I remember correctly, that was I think that was one of the movies that you really gave the highest praise to.
Jerry, I liked it then. I like it now. I disagree with everyone who thought it was over-sentimental. It wasn't. A bit cliche. It wasn't.
Nope.
It gave you such a stark picture of reality, plus this little girl who only wants to read.
Only wants to read, and she starts out not knowing how to read because she was deprived as a little child, and the older couple that take her in, the man teaches her how to read, and then she reads to the young Jewish man when he becomes very ill, and it's just
it was well done, it was well directed, it was well played out.
It was,
and that was completely overlooked.
And to think, Jerry, do you agree that to have her nominated as Best Picture compared to The Book Thief to me, it's sort of an outrage.
Mm-hmm. I thought she would be nominated.
Jerry, do you want to make a prediction what you think will be the Best Picture of the year?
Well, the films that are nominated...
I have the list here, Jerry. Shall I?
I have it. No, I have it here.
Okay.
Let's see. Out of the 9, I think it's silly to have 9 films anyway.
Jerry, I hate to speed you up, but we're coming up to a break. Quickly, what is the best film?
For me, or which one will win?
What's going to win?
Probably Gravity. I would hate to see it win, but...
I think it is, too.
12 Years a Slave. I love Nebraska. That would be my favorite.
You like Nebraska and 12 Years as a Slave?
And Philomena was good, too.
Okay, Philomena. Okay, those are your three picks.
Okay, Jerry, we're going to let you out of your misery.
Oh.
Yeah, take 2 aspirins, a shot of scotch, and call me in the
call
morning.
us tomorrow. Call us in the morning.
That's what my mother would say. Anyway, thanks. Feel better, and we'll speak to you next week.
All right.
You're listening to The View from Over Here, heard on CRN Digital Talk Radio and carried on the World Wide Web at crntalk.com. And you can get us on www.viewfromoverhere.com. We'll be back in a few minutes to wrap the show up.
Welcome back to the No Monthly Mortgage Payment Show.
No doubt you've heard the programs and commercials talking about reverse mortgages. You know, with the famous actors, or they used to be famous actors, telling you how you can eliminate your monthly mortgage payment, still own your home, and live the life of your dreams. Well, most of it's true, but you need to get all the facts. Call now for 7 secrets of reverse mortgages. Call 800-436-9870. This simple-to-read brochure includes information about possible hidden fees, which program benefits you and not the bank, and how to negotiate better terms. Let's put a stop to all the games. Call now to get the facts. Operators are standing by. Call 800-909-1247. That's 800-909-1247. 800-909-1247.
A Killer of Lions by Stan Weisleder. There were 4 squadrons of black fighter pilots during World War II that had to fight 2 air forces in order to gain recognition, the Luftwaffe and the U.S. Army Air Corps. The HBO special and the recent attempt at a full-length feature film do not come close to the full and true story of these brave men. They were not ball players, they were not rap singers, they were fighter pilots and American heroes in the truest sense. A Killer of Lions by Stan Weisleder.
Let me take just a moment or two, if I may, and talk about a great place to eat. That's right, for you folks anywhere in the eastern San Fernando Valley, drop into Bob's Big Boys. That's right, in Sun Valley at 8274 Sunland Boulevard. Now, everybody remembers the name Bob's. They're getting bigger and bigger every day, and little old Bob carrying the hamburger in his checkered overalls is the same Bob that you remember from back through the years. And, of course, if you want to go in for a great lunch, remember their classic burger, the original double-deck hamburger combination. Delicious 100% pure ground beef in 2 patties with American cheese, lettuce, and our famous Big Boy special sauce. The name is Bob, and I think when you go in, you'll say, by golly, I'm sure glad that I found this restaurant because it's good for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. They've got all kinds of things, and all you have to do is remember. Bob's Big Boy in Sun Valley, at 8274 Sunland Boulevard. It's a great place to eat.
The Trees, an epic novel by Stan Weisleder, told in the Godfather fashion, with 2/3 of the book taking place in Las Vegas and describing the transition from the mob to Howard Hughes to corporate America. This book is Las Vegas. Jim Santangelo from the International Brotherhood of Teamsters said, I didn't grow up in New York or Las Vegas. I grew up in Jersey City, but I know everyone in this book. I loved it. Hal Rothbart, publisher, says, I wish I had written it. The Trees by Stan Weisleder.
Okay, Stan, you're on.
Okay, we're back.
Before you're back.
Say we're here today, Malcolm Burman, Barbara Sternig, and me, myself, Stan Weisleder.
And where are you?
Where am I? Right now I am in Aventura, Florida.
Well, you see, what makes things difficult, I just want to explain to the audience, sometimes we talk over each other. I am in the studio over at in Sunland. Stan is over in Florida, and our guest was in L.A. So with the 3-way conversations at different places, sometimes we talk over each other. And I'm sorry if this is disturbing to you out there, but that's modern technology.
And I'm in the studio, too.
Yeah, and Barbara's in the studio. But quickly, Barbara, who do you pick for the winners?
I pick, let's see, I think Gravity's going to win Best Picture.
Stan, do you agree?
Gravity?
Yes.
Best Picture?
Yes.
Do you agree, Stan? Who's your Best Picture?
No, I haven't seen all of... The only one that I saw was American Hustle.
Okay, you're a waste. You're a waste.
No.
Barbara, Next.
Okay, a director, I think it's going to be Alfonso Cuarón, who directed Gravity. Actor is probably going to be Matthew McConaughey,
okay.
Dallas Buyers Club. Actress, I choose, you know what, I seriously think Sandra Bullock is going to win. She was amazing in that movie. Best Supporting Actor, probably Jonah Hill, Wolf of Wall Street. Mm-hmm. And Supporting Actress, I think... Gosh, that's a hard call.
Okay,
Maybe
when
Jennifer
are the
Lawrence.
awards? Is it next Sunday?
Sunday, March 2nd.
Sunday, yep.
This coming Sunday. Okay, what time?
I think it starts on the red carpet. Starts at like 5.
Yeah, about 5 Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's live on television.
Yeah, it is.
It's not
okay.
taped.
How about, I think like half the planet tunes into that.
Oh no, it is billions of people. Something like 3 billion. 3 billion.
Wow.
People.
Well, they have closed most of Hollywood along, the theater where they do it. It's they're setting up the stage, getting security arrangements. I think they started last Sunday.
I'll be on Hollywood Boulevard. I go down to record books on tape on Wednesday. I'm going to be on Hollywood Boulevard tomorrow, and I'm sure I'm going to see all the excitement. They used to have a store that had all the Oscars lined up, not with their names on them, but the ones that were going to be presented, and you could go in and see them, but I don't know if they're having that again this year.
Barbara, do you still do work for the National Enquirer?
No, not for the National Enquirer, but I do freelancing for some of the other publications, and I did a whole stint with Patch.com, online news, which was a lot of fun. But I really. But guess what? You'll like this, Stan. I'm going to be interviewing Shelley Burman next week.
Oh, good.
Well,
listen, have any of those publications or the National Enquirer, have they asked you to do a stint for them where you go down and report on the Academy Awards?
Oh, I did that almost every year before. Yeah, I used to. I've been to the Oscars quite a few times actually. Yeah, it's fun.
Okay, guys, I think it's the end of the show. Barbara, will you come back next week?
I will come back next week.
Pick up your book again and show them.
Pick up my book.
So you can see it.
Here is
I can't see it from where I am.
On Chestnut Street.
You can if you knew how to use the internet.
Yes, available only at www.onchestnutstreet.com.
Stan.
I'm learning how to use the internet.
Stan, go to the beach, get some stories for us for next week.
Yes.
All right, okay.
Have fun. Send my love to Marilyn. And we'll be back.
All right, talk to you guys next week.
You're listening to The View from Over Here, heard on CRN Digital Talk Radio and carried on World Wide Web at crntalk.com. And you can get us back shows, www.viewfromoverhere.com. No, the. And we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
The View from Over Here is a co-production of Infinity X and TBG International. For further information, contact Malcolm Burman at 818-687-2784. That's 818-687-2784.
CRN Digital Talk Radio prides itself on being the station of every situation. And you can listen to us on nearly any platform.